Gina and I go back to last year's Full Disclosure Now event where we were roommates and took a road trip together. Now we're reconnecting to explore what she's been working on, the meaning and the purpose behind Project 30, ISIS Consciousness, and where she sees the project going. We'll also discuss Gina's upcoming conference, Falling Consciously, the Continuum of Consciousness Evolution Conference Series, taking place online September 19th to 20th. 2026. Then, depending on some time, Gina may do a few readings for members of the audience. Gina is a spiritual entrepreneur, licensed rapid transformational therapy, hypnotherapy practitioner, clinical hypnotherapist, master energy medicine practitioner, transformational healer, mind reprogrammer, and gemstone oracle reader. I'm bringing her to the stage now. And Gina, thanks so much for coming back on. How are you?
Hey, everybody. Good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Happy new moon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So tell us what's been going on. Catch us up. How's everything going?
Yeah, everything's doing really great. Last year, right at the end of the year, I published the Dragon Dreams Oracle. It was an ongoing process. I've published 8 books. Those of you who are not familiar with me, all based on my dreams, half remembered, half misunderstood. So let me know in the comments if you're familiar with my content, or if you're not, if you have any questions, let me know. I used to be really shy to talk about things like spiritualism, because when I was a kid, I had spiritual experiences. Everything seemed normal to me. But one night when I was in grade 2, 2 angels came out of my wall, and it traumatized me. It triggered me. It was not some magical experience by any means. My hearing and vision took a hit. Life goes on. I become a public school teacher. My health takes a hit. Very long negative story short, my life fell apart. And it triggered me back to that time, back when I was in grade 2, when nobody believed me and I was made fun of. Because when my health took a hit, a handful of years ago now, I faced the stigmas of mental health. And so I know what it's like for people not to believe you, to people making fun of you. And I know what it's like not to have people that you can have conversations with about this kind of stuff. And so I used to be a public school teacher, and now I'm running my own spiritual biz, a spiritual biz entrepreneur. So my business is in alignment with my spirituality, and in theory, I'm servicing people who are just another reflection of me. And this is where Project 30 comes into play. So all my content is merging together. I have a little slideshow that I can take you through. But the gist of it is my dreams, my books, the oracle, everything, my spirit work, everything I do behind the scenes, being on this show is part of an umbrella term called Project 30, ISIS Unity Consciousness. And it's about the dragon energy. It's about our greater oneness that we all belong to. Now, something I really pride myself on is being the village idiot. I used to be shy. Everybody's psychic, and we all have different abilities. It's case-by-case scenario. And I know Rob's audience, we relate in this way because we've all had interesting dreams and experiences that we can't exactly explain. And just because we can't put the science to it doesn't mean that those experiences aren't valid. So I'm really passionate when it comes to things like gaslighting, developmentally, just the way we grow up and progress. So for me, this is actually a bigger picture. Just yesterday, I was having a conversation with somebody about public education. And we were talking about how there's so much advocacy for Indigenous studies in particular, because it's super lacking, right?
Yeah.
There's also a lack of LGBTQ2 plus spirited education resources for students. Well, what about this kind of stuff? And not some fantasy book either. Like,
Yeah.
This world hasn't seen anything yet. So I feel really mixed emotions and hypersensitive because I think about the future. I think about how the children are the future and what direction are we going in? And so the dragon Um, when I had my severe panic attack, I didn't know it was a dragon. I think I was kind of shy and uncertain because I never really, like, I've always liked dragons, but I never really felt like a dragon connection. When I was a kid, I wasn't obsessed with like dragon figurines or anything like that. And but when I had a severe panic attack, it was actually me, age 7, in this dragon form, sitting on my chest, kind of going on strike. So all of this is available now. My books, my oracle. I became an energy medicine practitioner. A big part of that was facing my own shadows because honestly, I was scared. It's hard to believe, but I was genuinely terrified of ghosts and spirits and angels. Now I'm doing safe extractions of intrusive entities. Now I'm constantly talking to, I don't even know who. I've let go of categories. And so the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective, my audience really ranges. There's this huge gap. There's folks who, they talk about this stuff all the time, whatever. Huge gap. Then there's people, they're just stepping into this. They're scared, they're alone. And it's easy to forget for a lot of us when we were like that. And a lot of us, we're still like that. We can't even talk to our families. We come on shows like this to connect. And so it's my double mission, if you will. One of my missions is I've come to learn through my gemstone readings, is to focus on story medicine, moving from medication to meditation, transforming trauma into treasure. Absolutely, there's a time and a place for medication. There's a time and a place to have a good night, hit the whiskey. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to our emotions, our false inhibiting beliefs, who we are, the dynamics that dictate our very thoughts, feelings, opinions about ourselves, and the limiting beliefs that hold us back, feeling like we're not enough, like things aren't available to us, like there's something wrong or different about us, especially that last one. There's absolutely nothing wrong or different than anybody who's listening to this right now. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not weird or anything. If you're thinking or feeling that, it's because you're a minority in a community that's not like-minded, not in right relationship with you. And recognizing that can be really traumatizing, being an outcast, because our very survival is based and rooted in community. So when you're not jiving with the community, that's a very big problem. So the good news is there's online communities today. So we're just getting the party started, really, 2026. I'm committed to hosting 4 online conferences each year. The first 2 were a huge success. It's phenomenal feedback from the presenters. They didn't expect to experience healing themselves, but that's the power of story medicine, because when you share your story, you share your medicine. When you receive a story, you receive medicine. But the very process of sharing your story and having a live audience there, taking it in, even if it's a replay, the knowing that somebody is receiving your medicine is very powerful. And several presenters that I've had admitted, one of them publicly admitted, Julia Ankerhaven, and others admitted to me behind the scenes, and it happened to me too before I presented for the first time, that there's a lot of ugly tears that come before when you're putting your presentations together. Because a lot of people, when they share their story medicine, they just do it in nonchalant, chit-chatting kind of ways. But when you come and present at a conference like mine, where you have a structured presentation with a beginning, a middle, and an end, there's an intention. You can only really make 1 or 2 points. You have 35 minutes maximum, right? And the process of putting that presentation together in itself is extraordinarily powerful. And then for the audience to receive it. Julia Ankerhaven, if you watch the replay and whatnot, you can even see the lightness and flushing of her blood and her whole body benefiting. So it's really awesome. And even people like Julia, it's a really good example for me to fall back on, because behind the scenes, she helps me out with monitoring and whatnot. And so the first conference, I asked her to be a dragon speaker, and right away she was like, no. a very strong, firm no. But then the second time, I was pleasantly surprised. She was on board. She really pushed herself. At one point, I thought she was going to back out, but she persevered. And now, if you've been following her, all these amazing things are happening to her. And, in my strong opinion, it's because she's doing her personal work, but also complemented by this whole entire process, buckling down with her story medicine. And then recently there was an opportunity for her to randomly present for half an hour, and she freaking nailed it because she had that formal experience behind her. So I'm also coming to realize that the platform I'm providing is for people just like Julia who are starting to make sense, get connections with their stories, and that there's a mixed match of people who have lots of experience, academic backgrounds, and then folks who have no academic background. And so this is, I lovingly invite everybody to come and dream with us. I dare you to dream with us. So come dream with us. We're your soul tribe, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. We get you. You don't have to explain yourself to us. We get you, right? We understand. And when you're around other people, other dragons who are just like yourself, there's such a relief. You don't even have to talk. There's just such a level and comfort sitting in quiet and peace. And if you don't know that feeling, it's a really great feeling. So I'm just kind of behind here on the comments in the chat. But any questions or comments from you, Rob? Or maybe I'll show my slideshow.
If you want to share your slideshow, that's great. I'm glad you're doing your conference. It sounds like a good. It's going to be awesome. Let's do your slideshow because that'll give people a good overview.
Yeah. So I'll just put it on screen share here. Oops, wrong button.
I'll add it as soon as you put it. It should pop up at the bottom. I'll add it.
Okay. Oh, I know. Whoops, sorry. I got to open up my PowerPoint. Okay. That's always a little bit tricky, I find. It makes you open up your PowerPoint. Anyways, okay. Just doing this again. And anybody out there catching the replay, feel free to connect with me on my body. Okay, can you see that okay?
Yeah.
All right, so I've done this presentation a number of times. I'm not going to go through all the slides. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I'm going to skip a lot of slides. Oh, go ahead.
I'm coming through your speaker. I got to see what's going on. Let me see if I can edit the microphone settings. Let me hit reduce background noise on yours, and I'll hit reduce background noise.
Oh, you got to pause yourself. Yeah, make sure you pause yourself.
You mean mute or like?
Mute. Sorry, mute yourself.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Rob's muted himself. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So I'm not going to go through all of these slides. This is just a handy kind of multi-purpose presentation that I have here. So this is my cool little symbol, the Venn diagram. Huge fan of the Venn diagram. Like I said, all my content is merging together. And the umbrella term is Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. And yes, it does have to do with the Egyptian god Isis. And I'm still figuring it out all through dreams, half remembered, half misunderstood. And I invite you to come and join our co-dreaming ecosystem. Your soul tribe awaits you. Yes, you. This is a really fun picture. This is what the AI generated. I'm new to this kind of stuff here, so that was really fun. Anybody who's interested in speaking or attending one of my conferences, the topics really range. We talk about all kinds of things. If it's not on here, it's welcome to be on here. We talk about ghost stories, rules of the mind, bringing home missing children and missing soldiers. We talk about things like different star nations and much, much more. So I'm the dragon visionary behind it all. We've got some dates lined up, so there's always something going on. I like to hang out live. So if you wanted to host me on your show, reach out to me. I'd absolutely adore to be a guest. And I also host a show called Story Species, Story Medicine, And this is informal, where you don't have to like have a presentation. We just chat about whatever spiritual experiences you have, or your thoughts on esoteric literature, or an interesting dream you had. And my show is for everybody, so you don't have to feel like you have to have a background. And I don't challenge my guests. I don't investigate. If you use the language angel ET, I use what you use. So please come on my show. I can't get enough story medicine, and it's important that I have diversity. This is just a little flash of the dates. The next conference, Falling Consciously, Saturday, September 19th. So I published books. I also created a mini movie, two actually. The first one was called Lushing, and most of my dreams are light and fluffy, but I'm telling you, some of my content straight up makes me feel uncomfortable. And that's why I really pushed myself to speak out about it, because I'm realizing this business of me being the village idiot. I talk about things, I don't know what I'm talking about, but other people do, and so I really delight in this. So who are the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective? Like, we take charge of our lives. Our lives aren't perfect, but we live consciously so we can die consciously. We don't believe for a second that contracts are permanent. So I get really passionate when I start talking about the Akashic Records. Just reiterating my mission here, that we're a story species, walking, talking trees we are in our own right. So if you'd like to be a guest on my show, initially I was targeting published authors, but I'm finding what's interesting is my platform seems to be a stepping stone. So folks who have been on my show have been published authors, but now I'm getting people who are not published, but what they're going to do is work with the transcript that YouTube defaults to creating. Because like I would tell my students when I was a teacher, talking is writing. So when you're talking, telling your story, sharing your story medicine, you're actually writing a book. It's just the style is talking style. It's informal. And that's absolutely okay. So if you wanted to publish a book and you're feeling shy about it, don't. It's a stepping stone. I really must insist. So if you wanted to be a speaker at the conference, there's a little bit of criteria here. There's some due dates, timestamps that I work with. I need to start promoting. So, I need stuff like a picture of you. And I also asked the presenters to provide me with a backup video of their presentation, because you know what? If we have issues when we're live, it can be really disappointing to the audience. So it's important to me that I have a backup video or a backup speaker, and the audience is aware of that. And we had really great feedback from Promise of Spring and Summer Days. And I can't afford to pay for my speakers, but what I do is I offer them one of my gemstone readings. It takes a good 45 minutes to do. And I also provide them with a free membership to Isis Unity Consciousness Project 30. There's a membership. It's a $30 value. And days like today, I send out like a special video. Usually I do it on the Sunday, but I was a little bit behind. So these were the dragon speakers from the first conference. Really have a lot of appreciation for them because they help to set precedents. And every single speaker that's presented at my conference has contacted me and would love to present again. And some of them in particular, it's really cute. I have to keep politely declining because my intention is to have turnover, to have lots of different voices. But if I can't find somebody, you know what? Maybe we will have repeats presenters. Why not? The presentations won't be repeat presentations. So this was our last conference here, Julia Anchorhaven double timing. And you can really see the growth, like Missy Hill. I don't really know her, and I've seen her really grow in just the past few months because she presented at at Summer Days. I sat with her, I helped her with her presentation, spent some time with her behind the scenes. Now you can tell she has a familiarity hosting her show and whatnot. Slavka, I helped her with her presentation. Now you just see this growth in them, right? So there's something about everybody behind the scenes. Both Laura and Sheila, they create music. Laura ended up creating the theme song. So there's all this like connecting that comes, and this is all part of the co-dreaming, the co-ecosystem that we all belong to. And of course, I always highlight Jason H here on the right because there's something mysterious about Jason H. He's known as Missing Time 420, and a lot of people don't know how he looks. So there he is there. Falling Consciously, that's the next one. It's online. Absolutely would adore for you to be a presenter or to tune in live. I actually provided Rob with a discount code. I have one as well. You can find it on my Buy Me a Coffee, but for what it's worth, you can look at the bonuses in the Project 30 ISIS Unity Consciousness membership, because one of the bonuses is getting a free link to my online conferences. So it's a real dragon delight. If you're wondering what the shape of the day looks like, this is it right here. And I forgot to tell you, okay, so there's two initials, DJ and JS are committed speakers to my conference. And later on in the show, remind me and I'll tell you what the actual names are, okay? So we open the virtual doors at 8:30. I hang out with you. It's a prompt start at 9. I welcome you. We light candles. We get busy. We open sacred space. You journey to the pine tree forest. Then I talk to you a little bit about what Project 30 is and who the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective are. We get a little bit of healing. I'm not sure what the healing is going to look like right now, if it's going to be music, a meditation, but some kind of healing. And then we've got our speakers back to back. There's a 20-minute break in between each one. And before you know it, the conference is over. The last two conferences, we were able to stay on schedule. So I know this schedule works. And I really respected the presenters and appreciated them because they honored their time frames. You know, it's one thing to go be a little ahead, a little behind. For me, it's completely unacceptable to be like 45 minutes behind and that kind of stuff, right? So it does happen to the best of us, but this is the intention. And it made for 2 fantastic days, and I am anticipating a third fantastic, phenomenal, extraordinarily beautiful round coming up this September. So I thank you. We return from the Pine Tree Forest, close sacred space, connect with the chat a final time, play the closing video, and then that's a wrap. And the value you get from 8:30 in the morning till 6 p.m. is a phenomenal dragon steel of a deal, in my strong opinion. So the next one will be in December. If you're feeling excited about presenting, but maybe September doesn't work for you, this is another date that you can look forward to. But let me just finish wrapping up the speakers for my September conference. So I think that's all I wanted to tell you. And if you wanted to host me on your show or have me speak at your conference, this is just at glance some of the things that I'm passionate about talking about. I love talking about my gemstones and how the whole dream journal story came about. I've shared that story on the Typical Skeptic podcast in the past. I can share it again if somebody out there in the chat would like me to tell it. And if you wanted me to provide at your conference, whether it's online or in person, I'm happy to do a demonstration, a live mind reprogramming demonstration, something like that. I think could be really effective to show people the power of the mind. And I'm also happy to vend with my gemstones. So look out for this symbol, especially that Venn diagram in the middle. That's us. That's our special Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective symbol. You've got the basil on the left, dragon on the right. And you can find me on Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube, Facebook. It's free to follow me. I lovingly invite you to follow me on Buy Me a Coffee because then it defaults you to getting in on the emails. And then you just get in on stuff like this. Like I told my members today, I was going to be live on your show. So this is another cool image that Canva generated. If you belong to the membership Project 30 ISIS Unity Consciousness, then only those dragons exclusively can reach out to me for a discount code. So if you're looking to promote me and maybe make some money, this is a way that you can do it. If you want to promote me and donate the money to the greater cause, just giving it to my pocket, that would be appreciated. All funds raised go towards the administration and overhead costs. So that means putting the conference on, my personal time and whatnot. So there's always much to be said. I used to come on the Typical Skeptic podcast regularly, not so much anymore, just schedule-wise. But if anybody out there has any questions, let me know. I just kind of feel like it's a little promotion heavy when I come on, but it's because things are brewing, right? So, yeah, I don't know who you were texting or whatever, but
What do you mean texting? I wasn't texting.
Okay. So if anybody had any questions, then you can let me know in the chat, and I'm happy to answer them.
Do you want to talk a little bit about some of your work? Like, did you do as like an RTT therapist or anything like that?
Yeah, so I do RTT. That's what the modality is called, Rapid Transformational Therapy Hypnotherapy. And Marissa Peer, she invented it. So that's her modality. So if you see somebody like me who does RTT, then you get the same service. So it's really cool because sometimes people really want a specific modality and they can't find somebody. There's lots of us out there, and I'm one of them. So basically, we regress you. There's no spiritualism involved. Marissa Peer wanted to make it a point, so there's no spiritualism involved. As a bonus, and just to work around legalities, I complement the session by opening and closing sacred space. You know, if the client starts using spiritualism, then my role as the RTT practitioner is to use the language the client uses. So we can talk about the ghosties and ETs. Clients get regressed. Sometimes they get regressed into past lives. So that's very interesting. And basically, it's about identifying and smashing false inhibiting beliefs. So a really classic case scenario, people who are overweight. You don't have a weight problem. Okay, yeah, some people are pigging out, and have a poor health style and they gain weight. Absolutely. But for the most part, like, why are they eating like that all the time? People who are overweight, who are genuinely trying to lose weight, eat good food. They do go for walks and exercise. So what's the problem, right? And the problem is they have a false inhibiting belief. So until you fix that, well, you have to smash it. You literally smash the false inhibiting belief. It creates a space, and that space is immediately filled with the new programming. So go ahead. You know who you are. If you've been trying to lose weight, you know it's trying to be trying. Sure, yeah, maybe you've lost weight here and there, but you've gained it back, haven't you? Right? So this pattern's just going to continue. We're quite hardwired. So RTT, it's a process. There's a beginning, a middle, and end that appeals to your logical mind. It's very important to appeal to the logical mind while working with the subconscious to open those doorways, if you will, and opportunities. So it's a phenomenal experience. It's always emotional. And usually when clients come to see me, it doesn't matter if they come to see me with weight, sleep loss, fear of flying, confidence issues. There's three main themes: feeling like you're not enough, like things aren't available to you, or like there's something wrong or different about you. And that's typically the umbrella, if you will. So if you come and see me, you might just see me the one-off time. But if you've got some intrusive entities, which most of us do, then I've learned with my clients in particular, mind reprogramming, it's not effective because the intrusive entity is blocking it. So I always test for intrusive entities, and then I provide clients with a safe extraction. And then the next time I see you, if you test like negative for intrusive entities, then I'll do mind reprogramming on you. And when it comes to things like soul retrieval, that's not Marissa Peer's RTT modality, but there's things in the modality that absolutely remind me of energy medicine and whatnot. So I just really love talking about different modalities and whatnot because there's lots of similarities, and I appreciate that. Different strokes for different folks. So the rules of the mind, they're quite the bitch. But if you can get to know them and work with them, then you can live more consciously and you can make change. And the mind can only focus on one presenting issue at a time. So some people come and see me and they're like, I want to be skinny. I want to be more confident. This. And it's like, okay, pick one. So usually instead of focusing on the weight, we focus on the not enough, things not available, because like I said, that seems to be the umbrella term. The blueprint, if you will, is what we're after. And it's so fascinating because a lot of clients, they want to talk to me and get into their stories. And it's like, no. Like, I know I'm all about the story medicine. So when I'm doing my gemstone readings, that's when I dive into your stories, right? And we do talk therapy. It's awesome. Talk therapy is not going to transform you. So when you come and see me for RTT or energy medicine, it's not that I don't want to listen to you. It's that it's about your energy and your programming. So I don't really need to hear your story. I just kind of need to gauge where are you at right now in your life, right? And then I start doing my testing. And it's a beautiful thing. So if you want to book an appointment with me, you just go to my Buy Me a Coffee and you can do that. So I'll just put it there in the chat. The conference links are there as well. If you want to get in on the membership, Project 30, ISIS Unity Consciousness, you're also welcome to do that. And it's good community going on. A lot of dragons are hesitant. It hurts my heart so much because I tell this story all the time. Every now and then I get a message from somebody and it's like, they tell me, they're like, Gina, I love you. I love your content. I'm never going to like or subscribe or comment or say hi to you or nothing. Cause I'm always like, say hi in the chat. And recently when I was live one time, people started admitting in the chat that they weren't comfortable saying hi in the chat. And now that was like their first time saying hi in the chat. And so, for a lot of us, just saying hi in the chat, we, for whatever reasons, can't do that. And for a lot of us, it's because it's threatening. Our employer might see that. If your employer has a problem with you, now that might be a problem for you to be paying your bills. So we need to remember when we're sharing our stories, when we're chatting with our own like-minded community, everything is very whatever. But when you're not with like-minded, you're not in right relationship. And that's where a lot of the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective are struggling. They're not. And they're recognizing this and they're scared. So they need to know we're out there. So I know a lot of people, when I go live, I have like 0 to a handful of people a lot of times. Also because I go live in the middle of the day and I know a lot of people are at work. I'm an early bird, okay? But then I get like 100 views. So I know the message is getting out there, right? Yeah. So it really means a lot to me, even though I can't like see you, but I know, right? So I appreciate that. And I appreciate the journey that everybody's on. And I respect the journey that everybody's on. It's just, it's so refreshing to talk to people about things when, there was a time where you couldn't, right? So, yeah. And I'm absolutely going to catch up on the comments there. I'm really behind, but hi, Anchor Haven and Hashhead, I see you. And yeah, it is fucked up. And thank you so much, Julia. Julia's got my back. She's always complimenting me in my conferences. Yeah, I just did my little slideshow. And I saw other people here. I think I saw Amy there. So it's really great to see you all.
Now, how does ISIS tie into this? Like, what is the connection with ISIS?
Okay, so so sometimes when you're dreaming and then you're like, that wasn't a dream, but it wasn't a lucid dream. So I was like daydreaming, and I was sitting in my living room, and in my peripheral vision, because not seeing is seeing, this is the duality that I work with. My cat Rosie, she has a lot of white fur, so I saw white. But then all of a sudden it got up and it was huge, and it was a big giant white tiger with big giant copper eyes in my freaking apartment. And I felt no fear. And typically, like an experience like that would freak me out straight up. I have a little bit of a rule. It's too much for me to see, and it's rooted in that angel experience I had. So if any ghosties want to connect with me or spirits, I can't see you. That's basically how it works. It's better if I don't see you, but I need to have an awareness of you. Otherwise it's freaky. And it's good, even like just sharing that is really healthy to share. So this big white tiger just came up to me and reinforced like a dragon energy, which was confusing because it was a tiger, not a dragon. And then I had a dream before that where there was this brown woman wearing an orange dress and like orange, I don't know what it's called, but like the part that goes over the head that the women wear. And it was Isis, the Egyptian god Isis. And she just looked like a normal human being, but wearing the orange. She didn't have fancy makeup or anything. Very beautiful, but those distinctive copper eyes that the tiger had, it was like a match. And she was in my kitchen in my condo making some kind of buns with ham and cheese. And I thought it was weird. I don't know why, but in my dream, I was like, I thought you didn't eat ham. I don't know why, but it wasn't about that. It was some kind of sticky bun. And in my dream life, I don't eat. So when there's food that's present, and I'm smelling it and eating it, it's around me, then those are the clues, at least in Gina world, that I'm experiencing more than just like the everyday kind of dreaming world. So she didn't even really talk to me. It was just a knowing that it's like, I'm here for you and you belong with us. You are us. And this dragon business and my content and my dream life unfolding. Like I said, a lot of my content, it's very light and fluffy. Some of it is very heartfelt, special messages from spirit guides, lots of empowerment. But then there's this part of my dream life that genuinely makes me uncomfortable. And in my dream life, I actually talk about Jesus in one of my books and Moses. And that made me very uncomfortable. And then I talked about Isis. That made me very uncomfortable. I talk about this ancient society. It seems to be Egyptian, but it's like pre-Egyptian, like before the Egyptians, like the Egyptians' great, 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 great grandparents. And again, my content just makes me uncomfortable, but I felt like I needed to share it. And so Isis, to make a very long story short, is connected to this archetype of mine called the Purple King. And he's very powerful. And a long time ago, everybody loved and adored the Purple King. And there's this big story behind it because his parents tried to murder him when he was on his third or fourth birthday. They tried to drown him because they wanted a girl. His parents were assholes. And the older brother, he was trained not to like his little baby brother because the older brother was the brother. And anyways, it's just like stupid story, right? And they would humiliate the Purple King because the colors were red and blue. But sometimes in the laundry things fade and blue looks gray. Red starts to look pink. So those colors, purple, gray, pink, blue and red get mixed up in the laundry. Those became like a way to shame the baby prince. Like, you don't belong with us, so you're wearing a different color. Like, just real asshole parents. So anyways, this big story that unfolds, and by the end of it, the Purple King returns and everybody loves him, and the big brother is actually the one who goes on a search for his little brother, because there's cats in the story. See, now one story leads into other stories, right? But there's these cats in the story that used to live with the Purple King and his family. But the cats, there's this other story where long ago the cats were experimented on, so they're actually like people consciousness inside a cat body, but they couldn't speak, right? They just like meowing and stuff and licking themselves like cats, but in their brains, right? So when the Purple King was very young, like a baby toddler, the cats basically parented him and took care of him because they realized the situation with the parents. And he did have nannies that greatly loved him. But the cats, basically, different cats, end up saving him when the parents try and drown him. They literally take him into the deep end and then just walk away. And he's like, "Hey, I'm drowning, help." And they're just like walking away. It's very sad. So the cats are like, oh my God, they get in the water and save him. And they don't know what to do. And the cats have like this conversation. They're like, we're not bringing him back there. So the cats commit to raising him. It's kind of like a Tarzan story, but the cats take care of him. And there's like all this purple, like special places in the forest that have purple flowers and whatnot. And it's symbolic because the purple colors that the king was wearing, purple's like these shameful colors, right? So anyways, at some point, Isis is his descendant. Isis is like a great, I don't know how many lots of great granddaughters. And so long ago, women used to have lots of power, but long ago, women had like no power, right? And there's like conversations about Isis and the cats. The cats somehow communicate to Isis because the cats live for a long time, and it's the cats who actually have all the information. And Isis learns information from the cats, and she also hones in on her own psychic abilities, but she has to keep it all secret. And I'm still figuring it out, but somehow I've tapped into this because it's part of my Star Nation family, and I didn't know any different at the time. But this is before my life fell apart. Like just before, like I thought my life was falling apart, but then like before like I became homeless, like I think back to that, and it's like it was important for her to show up at that time, you know. So and it's just such a beautiful story about the Purple King. And I talk about things like Moses splitting the water. Did he split the water? Or did the water work with the situation? Did Jesus walk on the water? Or did the water and sea folk make it possible to create like a solid space for him to stand on? So in my dream life, the elemental world is very alive. Mountains move, trees walk. But in stories like where Moses splits the water, I don't know, is there some forbidden knowledge going on there? And then there's other stories that make me uncomfortable because I don't remember if it's before Isis is born or after, but I think it's before. They were doing like soul transmigration. So they were transferring consciousness. And there's like bullies that want to have all the power, basically, right? And they want to live forever. So they make you feel special, but really they're prepping you because they're going to be taking your body, right? Well, it gets to a point where they get obsessed. They want every single body for themselves. So your body, yeah, that's not your body anymore. That's their body that they're going to be taking. They want the picking and choosing. So there's like this uncomfortable storyline where in the temples, there's like all these mummies, right? Um, and that's what those mummies are for. It's because when these elite folk, these bullies, need a body, that's their storage place, if you will. And there's gaps in the story too, of course. And this is all based on dreams half remembered, half misunderstood. But like some of this stuff talks about birthmarks on the body. And because people had to cover up, this was a hot climate, right? So you want to wear something light, so you're not getting sunburnt and whatnot. But people were covering up more than they needed to be. And in my story, it's like men and women could only show their eyes. And nobody even really knew what a body looked like anymore other than their own. And they made the people feel like there was some kind of religion and respect attached to it, when in truth, at least according to this storyline, I'm not saying this is all literature. This is one story, okay? But in truth, the bullies don't want anybody to know what anybody's body looks like, because when they take your body, you're going to recognize them, right? Even if they change the face a bit, you might recognize a birthmark or something like that. You might recognize the hair. We all have distinct, like at glance, we all look the same, but we all have features that if you look, you could identify somebody based on their body. So there's like uncomfortable content that I have. And when I published my story about the Lushers, things really seem to escalate. And so there's like a sense of urgency with timelines, and there's confusion, and even like the dragon, like, I hear so many stories about dragons fighting and being ferocious. And it's like the dragons I work with are very primordial. They're quite peaceful. And they're actually the very first bacteria, mycelium, the very first dog monkey folk, really. So anyways, that was a lot of storylines in there. So yeah, Isis, and out of the Egyptian goddesses, I've always liked Isis, but I always thought I would connect with Bastet, is that her name? Because she's associated with cats. So,
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the color orange is really special to me because of the orange outfit that she wore in the dream, and the copper eyes. So it's really special.
Yeah. This is cool. Maybe I can ask you one more question, and if you want to do a couple readings, like you can if you want. Let me see here. So when we're talking about the ISIS 30 project, like what inspired that, and like where tell people a little bit about like what it looks like as like to live it actually every day, rather than like more than just like a spiritual concept.
So my books, my oracle, everything, it's merging together. So right now where I'm at, I'm hosting shows. I'm on shows like this. I offer services. You can buy the books, the oracle. So I'm spreading the word. This is stage one, if you will. My gemstone readings are a huge part of Isis unity consciousness. There's that key word, unity. So we're supposed to unite through our story medicine, not through our differences and things that we fight over. We're supposed to connect through our story medicine without getting hung up on categories, so we can find some common ground where everybody is respected and we can stop denying ourselves. We always deny ourselves. We don't need to be doing that. There needs to be space for this, just like I was saying, in public education. So we need to make the we need to make the unfamiliar familiar. Like when you watch the news, this kind of stuff should just be part of the news. Positive, negative, ET stuff, spiritual experiences, you know, this should be like your children should be coming home from school with books about ETs, not fantasy books about ETs, but like an actual book where it's like a true story that's documented and we talk about it, that kind of stuff, right? And it is getting there. So the way my understanding is that it's going to work is that there's 30 of us and we work as one big group of 30. We work as two big groups of 15. We work as 6 groups of 5. Like we always break up, 15 groups of 2, break up, get back together. And we do exactly this. We normalize it. We bring community together. We create safer spaces. So me financially, I'm a bit like I'm offering the conferences online to reduce the cost and to try and connect with more people. I'm striving to connect with more people. So, and it's all about quality. So this isn't for people who, want to get into gemstones and oracle because, they think it's cool. They want to know who they're going to marry when they grow up. Like, no, this is for people who are living and breathing everyday experiences. When I say Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, it is not a coincidence you're feeling what you're feeling, or, a lot of people, they look into my eyes and they comment, my eyes are hazel, but I've been told they look copper. They change colors because they're hazel, right? So it resonates with me greatly. I've always been one of those people just tell things to. It's been happening my whole life. So it's predicted in my book series that eventually, when things are flowing a bit more, there's going to be more in-person conferences. And that's going to be important because they're going to be / workshops and huge connecting healing as well. So I'm really excited about it. Of course, dance party, Starseed Lolo, Laura Ferguson. I'm always highlighting her because she let me use some of her music. So I have a little dream where we play her music and even make up a dance or something like that, like a community dance that everybody knows. So there's like that resort feeling. I think it would be a lot of fun. And something I'm really looking forward to delighting in is at these in-person conferences, I'm going to be involved in leadership because I'm the dragon visionary behind it all. But really, my mission is to provide this platform, get the wheels rolling, and to actually take a step back because good leaders lead from behind. It's supposed to be for the next generation, for the children. So I'm 45 years old. And basically, by the time I'm a little old lady, I should just be enjoying hanging out at the conference, and other people are basically putting it together. And part of the conference is me being available, sitting down on a chair, huge lineup, just for people to tell me whatever they need to tell me. No counseling or whatever, no gemstone readings. It's just these people who want to tell me what they just feel so much better telling me. It's already happening. It's been happening my whole life. And then, of course, also sitting down with my gemstone reading and me delighting in providing my own workshops, teaching people how to create their own gemstone readings and whatnot. So there's tons to look forward to. And it's a real delight. So I have this little note here so I don't forget, but I have 2 speakers committed for the September conference, and the initials are DJ and JS. So just remind me later on in the show and I'll tell you their real names. In my Buy Me a Coffee light, I let everybody know about DJ, and I told them I had another speaker, but it wasn't confirmed at that time. So we do have 2, and I really appreciate them because they said yes right away. They basically they said yes. Then they were like, wait, let me check my calendar. And it flowed. That's the pull energy I'm talking about. some of the other people that I've been chatting with behind the scenes, they're on the busy side. They don't have time right now. That's fine. But I had an awkward conversation with multiple people last week because they basically wanted to know who else is presenting, how many subscribers do you have? And I thought, I don't think we're in right relationship. You know, I'm looking for people who genuinely want to share their story medicine. So if you're looking for a platform to share your story medicine, I am hopeful to have a mix of people who are really popular, but I'm also hopeful for a mix of people that nobody's ever heard of, right? And I'm looking for people who have a strong academic background. And I'm absolutely looking for people who have no academic background, even if you're a high school dropout for whatever reason. Like if you have story medicine to share, share it. I've met with other presenters behind the scenes to help them out because I understand not everybody has experience creating a presentation. You'd be surprised how easy it is. And I can understand too that it's intimidating. I ended up in the special education classroom because of those two angels that came out of my wall. It caused that much of a disconnect. And I was a public school teacher, so it's my dragon delight. Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You want to do a couple of readings, or it's up to you.
Absolutely. I got my cards here. They're mixed up. I got my dream scarf. I'll put that on. And I even have my special flora. It's in this big bottle. Usually I have my little bottles. I'm out of little bottles. I got to get more. But I like to have basil. There's other stuff in here like zucchini flowers, but it's mostly basil. And it doesn't matter what you use, but when it's the full moon, I like to connect with the dragon energy because I know dragons really like basil. And the moon, for me, it doesn't matter what color it is. For me, the full moon is always green. And I don't know why, but it's connected to the green heart chakra, the green pine tree forest. So it might look a little funny when I'm doing it, but I don't care. Take me for who I am. It's going to be worth it to get the basil. And if you want to make a contribution, maybe do it on Rob's. We talked in advance about sharing the money. I won't be checking my Buy Me a Coffee while I'm live right now. And if you don't have any money, let me know in the comments how you can support me. Because I received a message from the stone people reinforcing, because when I did my shamanic training, you're supposed to pay something, even if it's 1 coin. I was told 1 coin. You can make me dinner. So if somebody's local, but if you can't do that, then, maybe you can put a referral on my professional Facebook group. You can put a positive comment in my Buy Me a Coffee. You can formally subscribe to my YouTube channel, right? Go back and look at my posts on Buy Me a Coffee. Go back and check out my YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be MONEY. And that's the greater currency of the heart. If somebody out there is local and you garden, hey, maybe you can do some gardening for me. My dad's having a hard time with the soil. Anybody got some good compost? So this is just lots of ways. And just so you know, this is made with straight vodka and also herbs and basil straight from the backyard. So it's also like my personal time. I say prayers and special messages. So
do you find basil to be really like strong in like the spiritual world? Like, is that what it is? Is that why?
Well, actually, I just always loved basil. I don't know, like a lot of people love basil, right? I come from an Italian family. Basil is just always basil and parsley and garlic, right? And but I always loved basil, like extra loved it. And someday I actually was reading about dragons, and I picked up somewhere that dragons really like basil. And if you plant basil in your garden, then energetically that will attract them. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I'm working with that energy. And you know what? If I am a dragon, then I think it's really cute and appropriate and amazing synchronicity that this dialogue unfolded, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll just be quiet for a moment and let Rob talk. And
You're good. You're
hi,
good.
Curious Call. I see you, and Anchor Haven, Rainbow Flame Wizard. Good to see you all.
We got a couple people who requested readings. So there was well, the first one is from Anchor Haven. I guess we could do her first, and then
Okay, sure. Yeah. Hey, Caleb and Prime Reaper. I see you there. Prime Rapier. Let me know if I'm saying your name right. Amy, always good to see you. I used to see you regularly last year. I would go live every Saturday, and Amy was one of the regulars. That was a lot of fun. I would do like breathing and stuff, and we would sing out the vowels, short vowel, long vowels. I've been doing voice yoga behind the scenes. Today, my voice is very squeaky. And I see Soul Serpentin. Good to see you. All right. Made a Facebook post about Unity Consciousness. Woohoo. Thank you for doing that.
That's cool.
Hashhead, good to see you. And you saw an owl last night. I wonder what color it was. Owls are so beautiful, but it's like they can be foreboding, right?
They tie into the abduction phenomena. Like a lot of people, that when they get abducted, they see owls. Like I remember one time, me and my ex-girlfriend, we had a really weird experience with owls, or with an owl. And then I read about it. That it's like, common for people when they see deer, owls. When people get abducted, I don't know. It's like a screen memory type thing.
Yeah, I've even heard stories where the owls are the ETs. That's how they look. We think that they're owls, but they're not. It's actually an ET.
Wow.
But on the literal level of snake, owls can be foreboding because they can see in the dark. And they're predators, respectfully. So it's freaky because you don't see them, right? Same with eagles. Eagles don't see in the dark, but you don't see them. But then like the owl, they see the crow nest, and the crows know what's coming. The crows can't see at night, and the owl goes at night to the crow's nest. And they are silent killers. You can't hear them. There was an owl on the telephone line, and I thought, what the hell is a big fat black cat doing and how's it balancing? It was an owl. And when it flew away, my mind almost made like a sound, like because the familiarity of a bird flapping wing sound, but it was completely dead silent. And I was like, whoa.
They can be scary. Like I saw this one video one time about how it was like dark, and they were like focused in on this pond, and he flew in, and he just like trampled a mini baby dog. That's what's crazy. And I know you get into this too in your books, like about like the world we live in, and like how crazy it can be as far as like predator versus prey and stuff like that. It's like, it's sad, but it's like everything here has to exist, right? You talk about,
in my book series, we do talk about that. We talk about like, because I believe in life lessons. I believe in that. Some of us learn the hard way. But why do life lessons have to be so hard? There needs to, like, there's, in my dream life, I investigate, like I come down to planet Earth. That's apparently why I'm here right now. So there's people on this planet that, like they're in trouble. They're in big trouble. I'm reading comments about hash. I smoke a lot of dope. I love marijuana. I use it for spiritual purposes. I put a lot of marijuana when I'm doing despachos, full moon, just toss it in there. But I also smoke it too. I use it medicinally. And I do like to put some hash in there every now and then. When I'm servicing clients, though, I'm like completely sober. It's not something that I, and if you're hanging out with me at the fire at a conference or something, you can definitely find me smoking some joints. Yeah, and this business of contracts. So thank you so much, everybody, for participating in the chat. you know.
Yeah, I guess we could do Anchor Haven first. She's I put it up on the screen. She just wants a general reading, I guess.
Yeah, I'll pull a card. I'm sorry, I was getting caught up in the comments. Okay, I'll have to check your comments there. Oh, and let me take it off screen share. Sorry, otherwise you won't be able to see the car. Not screen share. There we go. Oh, did you see Rosie leap?
No, I didn't. Where's she
Saw
at?
her like leap in the background.
That's cool. How old is she now? Like Rosie, is she?
She's gonna be 11 next month. She's gonna be
Wow.
11, and I'll be 45.
Wow.
Okay, can you hear this?
Yeah.
Okay. It feels weird doing it with this big one.
Fun though.
Okay, Julia. What's the message for Julia? Oh, yeah, feels good. Full moon dragon, illuminous on the full moon. We've got the basil flora. Julia, my hands are going like this. I don't know. Come see, come saw, like this, like that. My palms actually, yeah, like immediately, free will. Julia, something's going on with you and free will. This is one of my favorite cards. I chose it with my right hand. This is the goldfish dancing on land. I love the goldfish dancing on land. Nothing can dampen the spirits of the goldfish dancing on land. I don't know, Julia, if you're familiar with the goldfish dancing on land. There's a number of stories, but ultimately the goldfish dancing on land inspires all of us to laugh off life, to be a bit more lighthearted about things, but also, this business of shape shifting. You don't always have to shape shift. You might just have to change your perspective, because the goldfish shape is also the place where you put the key. It's the lock. So this is reminding you that you are your own answer. You don't need a key to get in the door. You are the key, but assholes will have you believe otherwise. And it says here, the key is remembering there is no key or locks or limits to the journey of the mind. And there's quite a grotesque story. I don't know how much time we have today, Rob, but I tend to get into stories. So just let me know if we need to be moving it along. Oh, go ahead. Time to be moving it along.
No, you're good. You can.
Oh, okay. So just briefly, the goldfish dancing on land was like, there was lots of folks down here, but they weren't like consciously aware, like the goldfish. Developmentally, they were like reptilian, small furry animals, not even really. And ETs came here. And basically, the goldfish understood energetically that they were safe, peaceful ET folk. And he also understood that they would die. They didn't understand this planet, what food to eat and whatnot. This was also before the time of the moon. So during the day, it was scorching hot. And then at night, it was freezing cold. So these ET folk had to live underground. And it was the goldfish on land who taught them all the secrets, tips, and tricks. But because the goldfish, the people had to live underground, the goldfish would stay above the ground and just like parade around all day and make them laugh and do silly things. But the point is he would do things where it was like there was food that they could eat, right? So then at nighttime, they would come out and go to those places. But the goldfish dancing on land was obsessed with shadows and understanding time and space, because he had an awareness that the world was moving, but he like couldn't prove it or anything. So he started putting all of these big stones to follow the shadow. So arguably, like when you see stones in a big circle, that's the goldfish dancing on land doing that. And in the sky, it got the attention of different kind of ET folk, and they were a bit ahead in terms of time and space and this kind of information. And so they thought, oh, that's a clock or something. They understood it was measuring time. So, and also the goldfish that dances on land can go in. He's more of an amphibian, in and out of the water. It's just such a delight to tell all these stories. He needs shadow, so it's important for him to have like lots of places where he can find refuge. So that's another reason he would like sit in the shadow, and then when the sun would move, he would like go sit in the next shadow. And anyways, these bully ETs came, and it was really hilarious because at one point, they were bullying the goldfish on land for information, and he wouldn't give it to them. And he was like, you know what, if you've been spying on me, you should know all this information. And he was genuinely upset that all of this time folks were spying on him. And so he was genuinely thankful that he was dramatic and everything like he was, because he really liked entertaining people. And so it's quite the grotesque way this scene ends, is that the ETs throw him on the land and they dehydrate him. They deprive him of water. They deprive him of shadow. And at some point, the goldfish dancing on land dehydrates. And in the dehydration process, his tail and fins start curling in. And he's like, ooh, like, smells good, right? It smells like fish jerky. And he, he starts eating himself, and it doesn't hurt because it's dried, just like chewing your fingernails. It doesn't hurt. And the ETs watching are very disturbed by this, and he even offers some of them. And then eventually he just dies. And Mother Nature and the whole entire everything that exists on this planet, completely horrified, mortified. And going back to the color orange, the goldfish is like very orangey looking. And to honor the goldfish, the first fall came into effect, and then the first winter was followed. So, in the fall, the leaves change color. That's to like bow down in respect to the goldfish dancing on land. And arguably his, I don't know if his body was cremated. I kind of forget the details now, but he's underground. He's down in the water, but deep down in the water, there's caves, and some of the caves, there's no water in there. So it's just like being in air, right? So people who live deep down under the water are not necessarily amphibious. They just have to hold their breath enough to get to the part where there's air and they can walk around. So anyways, this is just like really, there's so much to be said about the goldfish dancing on land. And as I was talking, I was making connections about Julia, because I know that Julia is working with sea turtle energy like a lot of us are right now. So keep shining your light, Julia. That was a really big one, I know. You're the key. Don't let anything dampen your spirit.
Wow, that was great. I'm going to move to the next one. It was amazing. The next one is Curious Call. And let me see if I can put it up. There we go. Okay. And I think she's just reading. Yeah.
Curious Call. Okay.
And I gotta say, guys, it's great if you do it's great if you do super chats. It's all welcome, but it's better if you do PayPal, or Cash App or Venmo if you're gonna donate. But it's fine. Yeah. Well, the main reason is YouTube takes 40% of like the super chats. That's a number one thing. But then also I want to split it with Gina too. So it's like it's better to do PayPal. Sorry. Go ahead, Gina. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 40% is a lot. I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah. So this one here, Curious Call, was chosen by, this is coming from the Feminine Fire, okay? And you're being reminded to sing your song. You might not even know your song, but there's archetypes and aspects about you. So, like myself personally, I'm the rainbow in the dark. I'm the heart that knows my part. I'm the goldfish dancing on land. I am the snake who uses my hands. This poem spontaneously came to me. So that's how I knew it was my song. So you've got a song to sing. There's images for you to work with. So start meditating on it. If you already have something that you're working with, you're being invited to make it more formal. And then you're being invited to sing it. This it doesn't mention it here, but anything to do with singing, songs, harmonization, that has to do with the Wise and Well Whale and Orca elders. So if you're feeling uncertain, you don't have to worry about getting hung up on words, because that's the point of the Wise and Well Whale and Orca elders. They know what you mean. They'll help harmonize things and smooth things over your song. And your song has to do with your whole entire life, past lives, since time primordial. The concept of personal energy signatures, metaphorically linked to music and identity. So listen to music, not just guitars and pianos, but nature's music, birds chirping, grasshoppers, cricket sounds, all of that. And pay attention to your body. If you're thinking for a second, wait, I think that chipmunk barking sound is like part of my song. It is. That's the communication. And let us know. Keep us updated with it. And this is card number 43.
Well,
So
I like your deck.
is 7.
Your deck's really cool. When did you publish that? Recently, or?
I published it December 2025, but it's like a 2-year-old deck that I've been working with. And it had the original. I used to have cue cards. Julia, your card was 26. So 8 energy, infinity. Oh, remember I was going like this with my hands? Oh, infinity. Okay, that was a cool little connection. Yeah, these images come straight from my dream journal. No AI. And if you purchase the Oracle deck, some of them you can see like a glare from the camera. So, okay, yeah, on the literal level of snake, it's a glare from my camera. But in the process of making these, I was cropping that glare out. And something told me, no, Gina, don't do that. Because it's a ghost, a spirit, some kind of ancestor that only the dragon client would know, presenting, connecting to them. And I did stamp each card with my bloody tampon. So that's really special too. You might not notice it when you look at it right away, that when you work with the Dragon Dreams Oracle and then you start noticing this stuff, it just, and even the colors, like I recommend using the strobe light or having a lava lamp or something like that, because the gold kind of glitters, and it's just, let your senses guide you. I provide a little booklet. Use it, don't use it. It's whatever you are resonating,
Yeah.
So hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, it was. And then we got one more. We got one more is from Rainbow Flame Wizard. I think this is Arno. I'm pretty sure it's him. Yeah.
And somebody said that they shared Isis Unity Consciousness. Like, who was that? Because I can give that person a reading. Remember what I said. If you can't make a money donation, like, what else can you do? Let us know in the chat. It has a big mouth, so it's hard to take just like a little bit. Okay. Rainbow Flame Wizard. There's 2 cards for you. These 2. They're like sticking together. And this is from the feminine free will. So helping hands, rainbow communication. This is interesting because this is exactly what I do. My pinky is the earth, the air, the fire, the water. My thumb is free will. I designated certain body parts to represent certain things. So when I'm feeling around and my, pinky is wanting to choose, then I know it's coming from the earth. So you're being encouraged, Rainbow Flame Wizard, to start getting to know your body as a dowser, and also recognizing that it might not be like it could be dowsing sometimes, like that gut feeling, but sometimes it's also a communication. So like maybe a feeling in your shoulder might represent a certain spirit guide connecting to you, whereas a feeling in your back might represent something else. So our hands were one of our first toys. Connect with them, build language. And then the other card that got pulled was, do you really want what you're asking for? And this actually came up recently in one of my collective readings. It's just asking. There's just like words here, like whatever you want right now, Rainbow Flame Wizard. If you got it, would it really be a good thing? Would it really, like in the long term? If you didn't get it, why would it be a bad thing? And you might be thinking, oh my God, as if she said that, like if I don't get it, my whole life is going to fall apart or whatever. But like, maybe it's because this matrix is over, right? So before your life falls apart, living more consciously, being more proactive, right? Because everything exists in a state of permanency. So I can see why these two cards wanted to present together to you, because I get a vibration that it might be challenging for you right now because you want something and it's not happening. So talk to your guides about it and start developing like a language in your body, and start trusting in those feelings. So I hope that was helpful. So I don't know where Rob went. I guess I'm going to hijack his show. So I'm seeing Katie's comment. I said I feel like Isis collecting stones. Yeah, and Unity it is. Katie. Unity was named before Hacked Million. And love it.
Is there anybody else that wants a reading, or I guess that's it, or I don't know. I'll wait to see if someone else wants one.
Hi, Jason. I see you in the chat. Hi, Christy. Hi, S. Roberts. Robs. Oh, yeah. SW Rob, I see you. And Christy, hi. It was good seeing you yesterday. Mike, I see you.
We have one here. There we have Nathan and Mike want one. So we have Nathan Persuasion. So I see that would like a reading, please.
Yeah, hi Nathan. I remember last time you got one. So it's nice when people are returning, and you get to know the deck, and the deck gets to know you.
So we just do this your guest energy resonates. Thanks, Katie.
Thank you for that. Okay, so Nathan, you should probably lie down and relax and take the rest of the day off, because as soon as I touched the oracle, it was like, I don't know. Are you feeling like that? Maybe you're not. It is the full moon. Full disclosure, I took a nap before I came on here live. So, Nathan, take care of yourself. There's like a very gentle, kind of like how like a tentative mother would rub a little baby's back when they go to sleep. It's like some kind of spirit, ancestors would like to do that to you, but you got to relax so they can do that. So I haven't pulled a card for you yet. I'm just touching the cards and this is coming to me. But there's a need for you to relax. There's a need for you to have dreams. So I don't know if you remember your dreams, but it seems like communication is going to be coming to you. So what you want to do is maybe read before you go to bed earlier and read. So that can kind of tire the conscious part of your mind and then allow the subconscious to flow. And if it doesn't make sense, don't worry. Okay, so it's very strong. This is coming from the water, feminine water, and it's the Gnome King. This is really special because it's the full moon too. And so a lot of people, when it's the full moon, they sing a chant. Nichi tai tai anuai oronika hey 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 oh I. And if I had a better memory, I would tell you exactly what it means. But it means something like Mother of the Waters, take us back to the place of our birth, take us back to the place of our death. And it has to do with like all the juiciness and like think of like the whole planet Earth of like a big womb. And you're part of that, Nathan. And all the hopes and dreams are in there. But the womb is also a tomb. So some of that stuff needs to be filtered through. And this is special because the Gnome King is masculine, but it's a very feminine presence. And the Gnome King believes in secrets that are safe for keeping. So he keeps safe lots of species like Bigfoot and stuff like that. And long ago, back in the patriarchy days, the goddesses, they went to hide in the wells. And arguably some of those goddesses became the water. And the Gnome King protects them. So they'll never be found on a literal level. And the vibration that I'm getting, the communication is that this person that like wants to rub your back and nurture you there's some kind of connection to those goddesses. So let us know, keep me updated, and I hope you have a nice rest. Sleep, you don't have to feel guilty about sleeping. Put on a movie that you've seen 500 times, fall asleep to it, So thanks so much, Nathan. I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, and this one's from Mike. Mike says he'll take one, and yeah, good to see you, Mike.
Yeah, and those of you who might be catching the replay or whatever, or maybe hesitant, you're like, I'm not sure about these Dragon Dreams Oracle because I know they can be quite foreboding. I go live typically on Wednesdays, so usually I do a little promo and then I'll pull some cards. So. And then, of course, if anybody out there hosts a show like Rob, you can have me as your guest and we can do this kind of stuff. It tastes so good. I don't drink this, but I just love it. Anybody else out there ever put basil in vodka? Okay, you too, Mike. You gotta rest because that rocking feeling that I was getting is like there too. You need to rest. Let me just sink into this here. What's a special message for Mike? All these cards. Oh, okay. My masculine hand. Yeah. So, Mike, you're looking for something, aren't you? Okay. My index finger, got my gloves on. The earth, the air, the fire, the water. This comes from the masculine water. Once upon a time, pets are family, sanctuary, responsibility, and accountability. Pets, good times in your life, the impermanency that comes with that, the memories. You don't realize until somebody's dead that you don't have pictures of them or something like that, or there's something that you meant to do. There's something you're searching for. Maybe what you're searching for is already deceased. And so you're trying to find it in the spirit world. And it's interesting to me because this card has a meaning, but other information is coming to me too. mostly because the black cat in there, representative of my cat Spooky, who passed away. I didn't know any better. I killed Spooky with kindness because I was feeding him canned tuna. I didn't know that was bad for cats, and he ended up dying of a urinary tract infection.
Oh.
And I had a lot of guilt with that. And so I get the vibe that, Mike, maybe there's something that you have guilt, and that's what you're trying to find. You're trying to find your own forgiveness before it's too late, but it already is too late. Like, there's confusion. I wouldn't mind reading what I wrote in my book about this card, just to dial it back and honor what this card represents. But when other information comes to me, I got to speak up. This is what's coming to me. And so you don't have to feel guilt or shame if, like, whatever happened. But the jaguar energy is hard for you. And the fact that this came from the masculine water, it makes me feel excited about next steps for you, because there's a part of you that you're going on an adventure. Maybe biologically, the biological one known as Mike didn't know that, but spiritually, you're going on an adventure. And the adventure is far from home. So this is where we get into stories about like power animals and spirit guides. So jaguars, on a literal level, the females stay by the water because that's where the food and the home is, and they protect the babies. And it's the masculines that go far, very, very far. And in shamanism, we work with this jaguar energy. So when I'm tracking, I'm actually like the masculine jaguar going far from home. Yet in truth, water is everywhere. So the mother jaguar, sister jaguar is everywhere, but we're working with metaphors. So you're going to be with the big boys now, and that might be intimidating. But let me read what I put. It's card number 44. It's a really special card. And whenever I have to read from my book, I know it's because there's like a word or a punchline that you need to hear. Okay, once upon a time, a discussion about Gina's own journey toward pet ownership after overcoming personal crisis. This leads to a celebration of the joys and experiences shared with her cats in her condo, framing them not only as companions, but as vital parts of a fulfilling life. The story elevates the value of emotional bonds, highlighting the lessons learned through caring for pets and how they mirror our own human experiences with love, loss, the quest for connection in our often fragmented world. So, I mean, I'm talking about pets in here, but maybe there was a tree in your neighborhood that for whatever reasons got taken down and you're feeling that loss. I'm interested in how this resonates with you. And there's joy that's coming to you. And I wonder where you're going. I'm very interested. Very interested. Yeah, thanks for that, Mike.
Well, this was a great show, Gina. This was awesome. Yeah. Well, do you want to tell people where they can find you? And thank you for doing this today. This was awesome.
Yeah, and you're absolutely welcome. And Mike is saying spot on. I feel that it's been going on for years. Okay. And thanks for responding right away, because a lot of times people don't respond, or they'll just kind of be like, thanks, that resonates with me. But it's like, well, how does it resonate with you? Tell me more. And you're welcome, Nathan. I saw your chat there too. So if you want to show me some loving, please subscribe to my YouTube, like, share, invite me on your show. You can contact me. I've got a website, but honestly, my Buy Me a Coffee seems to be a really good go-to, just because if you want to reach out to me, my email is provided on there. So thanks, Jason, for posting that. And Mike is digesting it all. Yeah, there's a lot to digest. Yeah. So, and I feel really special too, because I don't think I realized it was the full moon when we did this. And it was fun to use this here instead of my little daintier ones that I have.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. And I might be live again tonight, and I will see you guys all later. And thank you, Gina. And